Hello and welcome back to Fortnite. If you are just now tuning in, I am So Depressing TV and I am here to bring you the latest and the greatest from our Fortnite plays. As we can see on the map, there's a lot of congestion right off of spawn, but there is still a good spread as we watch the battle bus go over the map. So it looks like a lot of people are still looking to aim for this Class D quartz, this Rebel Roost. Some people are aiming more toward Glacier and Railways. But a lot of people are probably going to be looking for the Brawlers, this Rig, and this Beachhead for that medal. We already have some teams on the ground. Going to keep an eye on Lavish. We have Trevor, Mystic, and Speed. Looking for some of those mats. Staying together. We got Temp Fix right underneath Trevor. So we're going to have to look and see. Make sure. Trevor's going to go down here thanks to Temp. Vortex and Temp both underneath Mystic and Trevor. Speed. All keeping an eyes out. Trevor's keeping an eye where he can, taking a look around, getting as much information as he can for his team. Going to be having some shots fired from behind Mystic. Mystic's going to have to get inside, get some cover. Avoid any open space right now, knowing that there are multiple teams looking around. Zombie is going to get a knock. Vortex is going to get that elim off. Going to be a lot going on. Echo right underneath. Vortex right underneath. Temp looking for that res from his teammates. Might be going in. This was really risky of Speed. Speed's going to get knocked. Mystic coming in. Gonna get that elim, that full team wipe from Temp and Vaxify. Vortex and Temp looking around. Keeping an eye out. Looking all around. Making sure there's no other teams coming in. Looking for an easy. Few elims on them. Gonna get some heals in. Gonna gather some materials. Already, a lot of excitement going on very early. We've already got a knock on Glacier. Classy Quartz got some excitement going on with Lacuna, Golden, and Aqua. Looking at Achilles, Zoki for these fights. Zoki has the high ground here. Lacuna might be in trouble. But Lacuna's team. Staying underneath, staying low, keeping eyes out. Lacuna looking around. Lacuna's going to be knocked. Golden coming around behind, getting that knock. Taking advantage of the fact that they did not know where they were. Golden going to be the last one standing. Aqua getting elim. Getting taken out by Achilles. It's all up to Golden here. Can he recover? Gonna keep an eye on here. Kyle and Achilles looking around for Golden. They want this fight. Achilles looking for Golden. Sees him. He's found him. Me going around. Achilles coming in behind. Might be in danger. Golden in a bad position. Golden's going to go down. That's going to be a team wipe on the side of Achilles. Achilles and Kyle healing up best they can. Going to use that nitro boost to try and get out. Get some maneuvering around, get some intel, and gather even more materials. We're going to look for this reboot on Zoki, and they're going to be back in the fight. We go look at Underworld. Husker, Jimmy, and Tiger Shark hanging out, gathering some materials, getting some intel, looking for that high ground. Husker, our fish out of water, Jimmy, and Tiger Shark are in a good spot. This is a good place to gather stone and wood. That's what I like about the Underworld. Aside from the river, and I'm happy to be here, Daz, but aside from the river giving you that extra boost for those jumps, you have the stone output that's really prevalent in this area. You have the wood from the trees in the, undead forest. Those are really great places. Those are really great things to have. And you have the little drops of metal here and there around the area. So it's really nice to see them kind of looking for those materials before committing to anything too deeply. So let's jump over to Sandy Steps. Looks like we have some stuff going on with Gino, Ruski, and Kui, potentially. Gino's taking a little bit of damage here, so he's going to look for those, health med kits and some shield pots, potentially. get himself back to where he needs to be to help his team out. Ruski and Kui, both also pretty low. Kui more low on the side of shields, while Ruski is going to need some of those health pots and health kits back. Thankfully, he's got a team behind him that knows what he needs and is there. They got his back. They are going to need to be careful there because, as you see, there is this team down here keeping an eye out. It's going to be Flash and Razor keeping their eyes on the prize, looking around, trying to get that intel and trying to gather as many materials as they can for these coming fights. Ruski coming up behind Flash, but Ruski is still low. He needs to keep that in mind when he's pushing and when he's maneuvering and when he's positioning himself. Because if you put yourself out of place, it has the chance to have detrimental consequences. Ruski hearing the fighting outside. Lots of sounds, but going to maintain positions where they have them. Looks like we might have a fight here with Flash and Razor on the bridge, potentially. Might be some excitement yet. We see Nico up top. They're going to try and run. Doesn't look like they're going to get very far, but Flash committing to coming back to Razor. Gonna try and get this high ground, maybe see if he can get eyes on something. But for now, let's hop back over to Reckless Railways, where Vaxify, Clark, and Musix are gonna be in for a little bit of excitement over here. We see Vaxify underneath, kind of keeping himself in a little bubble, holding himself very well with his team. Might be a little bit too much excitement over here. Vax is going to have to back out, heal up a little bit before he can go back in. We see Clark and Set outside. Superstar above. Gonna have to be careful here. But again, this is that stone, this is that brick, so it's not going to be super easy to break through. Layering it the way that they have been is going to also provide them with that extra sense of security, that extra layer. But easy. Gonna come in aggressively for Vax. And Mr. Six, gonna take that knock. Clark, holding in. Come back over here. Musix is down. Clark's gonna get out. Let's hold for Easy, Superstar, and Foxy JJ and see how they play this out. They've gotten the elims on 2 of them. Clark got out. So, the first thing they needed to do here, which they did, was to look around, make sure Clark wasn't immediately in the vicinity, lurking to try and get picks or cards for those reboots. So it's nice to see them take the initiative of making sure they have that intel. However, directly across from them at Railways, it's going to be just another team. It's going to be Echo, Temp, and Vortex moving in. 2 very good teams. Battling it out. Potentially. For control of the railways. And again, this is a place where you can get a lot of that metal, a lot of that stone pretty comfortably. But it's also a spot where there's a lot of high ground that you have to account for, especially when you have a bunch of builds like this kind of laying around. Temp, moving out into the open like this might prove a little more dangerous than they were expecting, with Superstar lurking on that hill. Foxy JJ, Superstar, Easy, looking for these shots on Temp, and now looking to push Echo. Don't know if they know he's right underneath. Got the knock and the elim on Echo from Easy. Superstar lurking, looking around, making sure. Trying to get these shots in where they can. Foxy JJ looking around. Vortex right underneath. Gonna need to be careful. I don't think they know where he is. They've jumped over him. Gonna take some shots. Vortex going up. Trying to get out of this. But Easy, coming in hot. Trying to get behind. Vortex might get out. If he can get out, it's good. But if not, JJ up on his rear. Tailing him really carefully. Foxy's gonna get that knock. And gonna finalize that elim. To make that 4 elims on the side of Foxy JJ, Easy FE, and Superstar. We've got 3 more teams coming in toward Reckless Railways. With Clark on the reboot. On the move for the reboot, potentially. Lurking around. Needs to be very careful because as a solo, there's that potential of getting caught out too soon. And with 2 other teams on the way, it's not looking too good. So let's take a look. We have One, Pickle, and Magic up on the high ground. One being patient, holding, looking around, trying to get intel where he can. Magic now up top. Achilles, Kyle, coming in with Zoki. Magic's in a little bit of trouble here. With Kyle, Achilles, and Zoki knowing their positioning. Needs to be really careful. Zoki and Achilles are going to jump out. Right in time as One, Magic, and Pickle all came up looking for them. Good pulls. Good head out. Great timing. You see XP and Elvis on the hill beside them. We have Zoro, Dunson coming up close as well. Gonna need to be really careful. They have eyes. They know where they are. They see the builds coming up slowly but surely. We'll hop back over to Tiger Shark, Jimmy, and Husker and see where they're at. Tiger Shark taking a couple of stray shots. Gonna need to be really careful here as Husker is out of shields. Tiger's not too far behind. One coming up on Shark. Thankfully has that Nuka-Cola. Give him a little bit of an edge. A little bit of a boost. Husker inside. Jimmy, as slippery as he is, might not be able to make it out of this situation. I stand corrected. He's as slippery as ever. Gonna hop on that Nuka-Cola train with Shark and Husker. Give himself a little bit of a boost. Look for One. They're dropping in on One. They need to be really careful, though, because Pickle right on the other side. One goes down. Jimmy gets the elim. Finishes him off. Husker is currently knocked. Tiger Shark's not far behind. Jimmy standing on his own. But if you've been following XP League, you know that Jimmy on his own is still just as strong as with his team. He's known for getting out of situations, and that's why we call him the fish out of water. Very slippery, very clean. Now we move into what's happening with Xenomorph, Gears, and Ollie over in the plains. We hear a lot of movement above Gears. Ollie's already down. Foxy, JJ, Superstar above. Easy. Also holding, and that's going to be an elim. Full team wipe from Foxy, JJ, and Easy. Superstar and Foxy with Easy on the high ground. This is a good position to be in right now. They're in Storm. They have some time. Over on Island, we have Fetch, Dunson, and Zoro. Fetch and Dunson both down right now. It's all up to Zoro. Dunson's gonna get elim from Zoki. Fetch still up, but not for much longer. Needs to avoid being seen best that he can. Potentially get down for Zoro to get the res. But we see the buildings being broken down. Might be in a little bit of trouble. Zoki, Kyle, and Achilles are on the hunt. You know they were there. They might have gotten out. Fetch is still up top. Looks like they've gotten out for now. Live to fight another day. Still leaving Achilles. Kyle with the high ground. One and Pickle coming in. Dropping in from the rifts. Potentially looks like they've changed their minds. Going around. Flash and Razor coming down as well from the rift. Doesn't look like they're going to be aiming for the island. But they're a duo with a ton of trios around them. So they need to be very careful. They need to be very, very aware of their surroundings. Looks like they're going straight into third party. Try and get some coverage here. It's going to be a knock-on effect from Magic. One, Pickle, and Magic all still up, still kicking. Zoro's up top. They see him. They see the build. Pickle's going to fall. One and Zoro looking at each other without looking at each other. Zoro's going to try and tunnel out the best he can. These fighting in these storms can be very, very scary, but they can work in your favor as well. It's just a matter of knowing when and where to stop and when and where to rotate. Right now, One is moving out. Zoro's still behind them. They need to be careful in case Zoro decides to try and get those picks. Zoro very low. Might have a chance here. As One, Pickle, and Magic move forward. J-Bone. I mean, coming over to Shark, J-Bone, and Diamond. It looks like Shark and Diamond are both down with J-Bone holding it together. Keeping himself safe. Vaxify, Musics, and Clark all on roaming around. He's in a spot where there's a lot of teams around him. If he can just maintain his own while the other teams duke it out, he might have a chance. Husker, we see on the edge with Jimmy. J-Bone looking for picks. Potentially looking to pop off a little bit of damage here and there. Superstar Foxy JJ, easy, up top. Coming in. We're going to go right past J-Bone. Jimmy and Husker erring on the side of caution, while Sleuth, Mr. Six are up top, playing high ground, looking down. Husker and Jimmy might be in a little bit of trouble here as Easy comes in from the flank, gets the knock on Husker. Jimmy might be in a little bit of trouble here. Easy, Superstar, and Foxy. Clean up, get those E-limbs. Stay put, hold together. Turn to Zombie Avenger, Northern, and Luke. See how they're doing. Sitting in Mount Olympus. Getting their materials. Holding that arsenal of materials just in case. For when they need it the most. We go back to Foxy JJ, Superstar, and Easy as it looks like another team is closing down on them. Potentially two. They're tunneling their way the best they can. I hear gunfire. Coming in. Magic, Pickle, and One still up. In a fight of their own. With Northern and Zombie. Very close. Might be a little bit dangerous for them here as they Luke, Zombie, and Northern start breaking the areas around them. Start breaking these builds. Start looking for them. That's going to be One with 1 HP. Getting out. Using that Nitro boost. reposition himself. Magic and Pickle still holding the distraction, holding their attention. One healing up. Knock on Northern has given him the potential to move forward. Get the advantage on Clove. And Zombie. Zombie and Luke. Sitting up top. Nuke might be in a little bit of trouble here. Zombie and Luke separated. Pickle, One, and Magic still together. Still alive. Looks like J-Bone's gone down. Going straight into Flu, Bruno, and Blitz. Gonna have to be careful here with Magic, One, and Pickle. Let's see. Razor and Flash still up. Looks like Kyle Achilles might be closing in. Holding on. Holding the high ground. Trying to keep an eye out. Trying to get as much intel as they can. So getting some shots fired their way. Looks like Jimmy trying to get out yet again from a bad situation. Condog, Sage and Justin looking at Zoki, Achilles, and Kyle, while Superstar Clark and Musics are coming up on the close. Jimmy getting in shots where he can, but then making sure he's getting out. Keeping himself in a position where he can just leave if need be. As a solo, that's what you have to do. It's not easy, but you gotta do it when you can. Jimmy's gonna go down, though. What a hold for Jimmy, though. Stayed alive for so long. J-Bone also gonna get elimed here. Sleuth gonna get knocked. Leaves it all up to 6. Luke, Zombie Avenger, staying together, holding their own, while the fights are going around them. Justin, Condog, Sage, all still up. We have 10 squads left, 24 players in total. This is about to get a lot more chaotic than it's already been, because there's only so much left for them to do. Clark and Music's still up, still kicking. Holding their own, staying down, out of sight, as they should, best they can do. Kyle, Achilles, Zoki still holding their own. Music's and Clark might be in a little bit of trouble here. Storm is coming up quick. Doing the best that they can, staying out of sight, staying out of Storm. Taking as minimal damage as they can. Achilles coming up on Achilles and Zoki. They need to be careful with Luke and Zombie behind them, though. Looks like they were holding out. They lurked just long enough. Kyle, Achilles, and Zoki might be in a little bit of danger, but they're holding their own very well. Mr. Six holding out, giving himself a little barrier, little bunker. Hunkering down Tatum, getting a lot of damage taken. Knocking easy. Kyle getting that knock. Going back to Achilles. Zoki fighting to come back. Zombie. Zoki getting knocked. Justin and Tatum holding just outside. Sage getting knocked by Zombie. Flu, Bruno, and Bryce still up. Still holding strong, getting that nitro boost. Justin building himself a little bunker as well. Bryce, Flu, Bruce, Bruno doing the same. Tatum, not in a great spot right now. Very low. One, Pickle, and Magic looking down at Bruno, Flu, and Bryce. But now, they're pushing out to Kyle and Achilles. Tatum up top, looking for an in. Pickle, Magic, and One still up top on that high ground, looking at Zombie, Luke, and Musics. Need to be really careful here. One wrong move could spell disaster. It's gonna be a knock and an elim on Razor. Tatum in a little bit of trouble here. Mr. Six coming in also. Not in a great position. This is not the spot you want to be in as a solo. Flu going to go down. Mr. Six gonna get that elim. Clean that up. Bryce doing the best that he can to get out. Give his team the best chance that they can of qualifying in these last little bits for top 5. Trying to do their best to get that top spot. Gonna get Tatum out. Zombie Vendor, Luke holding their own. Magic, One, and Pickle still all alive and still all on that high ground. Looking at Music, looking at Bruno. Looking for anybody who's lurking. Achilles, Kyle. Music is gonna go down. Achilles gonna take some shots. Achilles and Kyle sitting on the edge. Not getting too far up. And not staying too far back. Trying to give themselves a position to make decisions that they need to make as quickly as they can. Gonna drop straight into Mr. Six and take that elim. It's gonna put them at 13 elims as a team. These 3 squads left. Achilles is gonna go down. Pickle going in for the fight. Gonna try and get Kyle, but gonna get knocked in the process. Kyle. Desperation is key. 14, 4. That's going to be storm damage, taking him out. One getting that elim. Kyle getting the elim on Pickle. It's going to be Magic. One. Zombie. Luke. Gonna be Zombie and Magic. Looking for Luke. Luke is going to be fighting for his life, but gonna get that last shot from Magic on Luke, and that's going to place them number 1 in this round. Absolutely intense gameplay from all of these teams, but Magic and One came out on top. Good job, everyone. Great job. And we will be right back with even more Fortnite. aware that there are people up there. But again, we have Bryce, we have Flu, we have Bruno up here, ready to go, willing, waiting, and we're on that POI that I was talking about earlier, where there is that large segment of metal, of good items. There's a good place. This is a good place to get your build set up early with shotguns, ARs. I believe there are a couple of snipers and SMGs here as well. This is a place where it's a good starting zone if you want to be out of immediate view of a lot of people and you want to gather as many materials as you can before you have to move in. Take a look now. Go take a gander. Looks like Aqua may have taken some damage. Lacuna currently taking damage. Foxy, JJ, Superstar, and Easy not coming in slow. They definitely wanted to be as aggressive as possible, knocking and getting that elim on Lacuna. Gearzoid also gonna go down here soon. Easy hiding out, bunkering down, making sure Aqua doesn't get that easy shot on him. Golden also up here, waiting. Easy gonna get that knock. Golden really having to make a split-second decision here. It is a 3v1 scenario. He is in a little bit of trouble here if Superstar, Easy, and Foxy do exactly what they just did and full drop on top of him. That's the main issue with being in a 1v3 scenario, is that if they get extremely aggressive in a small space, you're a little bit stuck. But that is going to be 3 eliminations onto the side of Foxy JJ, setting them up for success early on in this match. Looks like One just went down. So that's going to leave Magic and Pickle to clean up the mess. Magic duking it out with Tittles. Pickle trying to get the high ground, knowing there's somebody waiting on the other side. Titles sitting up, gonna get that elim on them. Some great work from One, Pickle, and Magic. One may have gone down, but he knew his team, and he had that faith that Pickle and One and Magic always have with each other. And that's all we can ask for. Let's take a look. See if we can't find J-Bone, Diamond, and Shark doing what they do best. Let's see. Diamond running for his life, gonna get knocked. Shark already down for the count. J-Bone holding his own, got out of that situation. Holding strong, sitting in Storm, gonna get some materials. Gonna re-up what he lost. Might have got him off guard, but he's gonna keep going. He's got it locked in. Foxy, JJ, Easy, still all alive, still all up and kicking. Sitting at Reckless. Gonna be alone for a little while. Looks like we might have some action over near Olympus with Clark, Music, and Vax taking on Pancake Shadow in a strong scenario for them. Vaxify gonna get the knock on Pancake. Clark gonna get the knock on Shadow. And Vax is going to clean up and finalize that elim on Ninja, while Clark finalizes that elim on Shadow. There's one thing about Clark, Vaxify, and Music that I've noticed. It's that these boys clean up as they go. No stragglers for them. Alright, so on the side of Reckless, we have Superstar, Foxy, and Easy going towards Sleuth and Snow. Mr. Six gonna take a lot of damage here. Sleuth getting that high ground. Trying to keep as much at bay as he can. Easy gonna try and hop on down on top of him. He knows he's in there. Gotta be careful. Sleuth getting distracted by the teammate that's attacking directly to the left. Easy gonna drop down on Snow, but it might be a little bit dangerous here. Doesn't have full vision. Looking for that damage. Superstar a little bit low here. Might need to be back up a little bit. Mr. Six gonna get some hard damage off on Easy. Gonna get that knock. Superstar getting out best that he can. Foxy JJ taking a lot of damage, a little bit stuck between, unironically, a rock and a hard place. Foxy JJ taking a lot of damage. Has to be very, very careful and very meticulous with his planning here. Gonna go down. And that's gonna be on the side for Mr. Six. Get that final elim. Putting Mr. Six, Snow, and Sleuth at a grand total of 3 eliminations for the team. J-Bone in a little bit of trouble. Half HP. Sitting in Storm.
You have 2 local...
Gonna try and get this reboot off. If he can do that, his team is in good standing. It's a little risky doing it here, but that's what the build is for. Diamond and Shark gonna be coming back. And this reboot goes off without a hitch. Great work on the side of J-Bone. Making sure that his team comes back safe and sound. Gonna grab those medkits. That spray. Keep his team going. Absolute great work out of them. Magic, One, and Pickle. Running a little hot and heavy right now. One taking some damage straight on. As they go and chase Pizza Lemon in this river. One trying to get these shots in. Keeping an eye. Tracking. Gonna hop that Nuka-Cola for that little bit of extra boost. And then gonna keep going. Right back into it. Lemon, Pizza. Struggling a little bit. Desperately trying to get away. But Pickle, coming in hot. Gonna get that knock on Pizza. One gonna get that elim on Lemon. Finalizing the elim for Pickle. As well. But just the same. We have Razor, Flash, and Brecky looking down at them. Trying to clean up the remnants. Getting some good damage out from Razor. Flash following up. Brecky bringing up the flank. Still trying to keep an eye out just in case. And that's going to be it from them. They're going to be safe and sound and out. So we have Esta and Duckies sitting in desert. Just kind of getting their bearings, holding down. No elims on their side just yet, but that doesn't mean anything this early on. Achilles, Zoki, and Kyle kind of hanging out in Storm right now, which is fine. We're still early, so it's not super detrimental that they leave immediately, which is okay. They do need to be a little bit careful because people are going to be watching that Storm edge. Just keep an eye out on that. Going back to Diamond, J-Bone, and Shark coming up on another team, so they need to be careful here. Shark and Diamond not at full HP and not at full shields. J-Bone's still pretty good, pretty healthy. Gonna be getting this nitro. They're gonna use that. Put some distance between them and zone. Diamond needs to be careful here just in case they get seen. Same with Shark. Shark's gonna re-up on that shield. It's really good for them. They do need to be careful. This team near them is gonna have high ground, so they need to be a little bit careful. There's another team coming in from the Grim. They need to watch out for that too. This team coming from Grimgate is most likely going to be firing shots. That's right. Shark not taking any damage. J-Bone also narrowly avoiding some damage. Diamond lurking in the storm. Getting some materials. Getting some health. Trying to keep themselves going. While their team finds themselves out of danger. But Zombie, Northern, and Luke gonna be taking on One, Magic, and Pickle. Gonna get the knock on One. Need to be careful. They need to be really aware. One's still down. Magic, right below. Slightly looking for an in. Luke, trying to get some info, some intel, looking around. Getting some more materials, re-upping his supply. Northern and Zombie gonna be following up. Heading toward Island. Where Luke is gonna be in a little bit of trouble. Because Gino is in here. Gino's gonna take a lot of damage here. Not looking good. Rooski's already down. Gino gets knocked. Kui, not in a great spot. Getting the elim. That's gonna be a team wipe on the side of Zombie, Luke, and Northern. Finishing them up. The cleanup crew has arrived. And they're not going anywhere. Let's see. As it stands, doesn't look like there's a whole lot going on right now. Diamond and J-Bone having to make up for Shark. Shark has gone down. They're going to be looking for any opportunities that they can while they're here. Get some more materials up and running. Get themselves to a safe spot. They're going to be coming up on somebody who's alone. Here in a bit. They're going to have the opportunity to potentially get some damage in. They need to be careful because that other team is coming in strong. Going to be hovering above them very soon. The NPC. Get the chest. Really good. 3 of those health sprays. The Medi Miss. Those are very good. There's another. It's another health item that is very quick. You don't need a lot of time to use it. Even just a little bit. Pickle. Coming around. Diamond saw him. One. Not far behind. Gonna have to be careful. Playing their angles. Playing their position. They're being smart here. They're not giving their position away immediately. But they do need to be careful because now Pickle has the high ground. Gonna back up a little bit. One. Outside. Really low. Gonna get those shots on Diamond. J-Bone. Also in trouble. One. Trying to close in. J-Bone gonna go down. Diamond. Everything rests on his shoulders. He's the last one standing. And he might go down here. It's not looking good. In a little bit of trouble. And he's gonna go down at the hands of Pickle. We swap to One. One in the storm. Taking some damage. It's not too detrimental. Still early. He has time. That does bring us down to 16 squads left with 43 players. One, Magic, and Pickle. With 7 elims between the 3 of them. It's a strong game. The elim on Shark's team is going to put them a little bit further up ahead of the game. And now they use that nitro boost and keep going forward. But they're going to go straight into Esta. So they need to be careful. They don't know he's there. Esta playing his position, not giving it away. Nitro Drome. Going to be a big spot here. There's a lot of metal. There's a lot of wood. But just the same, there's a lot of things that could hurt when you go inside the dome. Which there is a team nearby. So they need to be careful. They have to be aware. Essa making his moves. The solo out on the ring. XPL bring it in. But he needs to be careful. There's One. Magic. Gonna be coming in close. Pickle and Magic bringing up the rear. And splitting off a little bit. Giving some distance. XP. Keeping an eye. Magic. Trying to get an angle. See if they can see anybody from where they are. But ultimately gonna keep moving forward. Now here, Trevor, Mystic and Speed. Looking to take down. Foxy, JJ, One, and Easy and Superstar. I need to be careful here because Superstar, Easy, and Foxy have the upper hand. They have the high ground. Trevor, Mystic, and Speed need to try and move and maneuver and position themselves well. They use the cactus, get a little bit of that fizz, and keep going. And on the flank, they see Jimmy. They see Husker. They need to be careful. But just the same, Jimmy, Husker, they need to be careful as well. Tiger Shark holding on. All of them have their dashes. They should be in good standing. Jimmy, Husker, and Tiger Shark giving themselves the advantage to get out if need be. Here, looks like we have some infighting going on over here. Esta, still trying to keep themselves out of sight, out of view, with fighting going on directly in front of them. This is not a great place to be. All it takes is one stray shot. And all of a sudden, your position is given away. We see Kyle. We see Achilles. We see Zoki. Just look. This is terrifying. I would be horrified to be Esta right now. I'm in the single spot. There's 3 teams all around me. People are fighting across me. It's insane. It's a position I wouldn't want to be in myself, but I respect not giving yourself away there. Making the big place, making the smart place. Staying out of sight, out of mind. Achilles, Kyle, and Zoki using every bit of movement to their advantage. Keeping themselves speedy. Staying together. Keeping eyes. Giving themselves areas of opportunity. While teams around them fight. One, Pickle, and Magic doing the same thing. But they hear the movement above them. From Music, Vaxify, and Clark. They need to be really careful here. One wrong move, and it could all be over. But Magic, keeping the movement going. Also, the positioning next to the cactus as it respawns was very good. Very smart place. And we see Pickle. We see Magic. One sitting on the back. Trying to keep angles. Trying to stay together. Trying to cover the angles that Magic and Pickle can't. Tunneling very slowly to get that Nuka-Cola. Now they do still have the Nitro boost, so if they need to, they can get out. Gonna throw some shots out to Vaxify, Clark, and Music. Esta still behind as well, so Superstar, Foxy, JJ, Easy getting out. Speed, Mystic, and Trevor taking the high ground, still watching this fight go down. $13 squads still up. 33 players still running. This is going to be a cluster of people in this final circle. Razor in a little bit of trouble because Kyle, Achilles have now seen him Running up to Flash and Brecky. Coming in behind. One. Also up there behind as well. Oh, but now they need to be careful because Speed and Trevor came in to take those fights. And they lost Brecky. Might lose Razor. But Razor gonna try and get an easy escape. Flash coming in behind. Trying to keep attention on him. As Speed, Trevor, and Mystic stay up, stay together. Maintain their levels of composure and their patience. Northern, Luke, and Zombie taking the high ground, keeping themselves up out of view. Giving themselves the cover that they need. Throwing some bullets at each other. And that's something I love seeing from these players is the sharing of ammo. To make sure that everybody is still where they need to be. And has the opportunity to take fights that they need. So, Justin. Getting a little bit caught out. But not taking any severe damage. Zombie, Luke, and Northern playing the high ground. As we saw them do last time. Keeping it up. Kyle, Achilles, Zoki, Magic, One, Pickle. All flying high. And landing right on top of each other. Jack, Panda, Pancake, and Shadow. All still up. Vax, Clark, and Musix. Also still up. Getting the Elim on temp from Vax. But they're in a little bit of trouble here. Speed's coming in hot. Going to go meet up with Vaxify. But there's a lot of people around them. We still have 11 squads, and we're only in Storm 10. There's still 28 players, and not a lot of wiggle room. You can see Esta. Esta still up and kicking. Not taking no for an answer. Staying alive, looking for cleanup. Sometimes is the best you can do. Oh, but getting some shots toward them. Their position given up. They've lost the advantage that they had in that moment. They might be a little bit in trouble here, but that's okay. Trevor, Speed, and Mystic still going, still kicking, still fighting. Esta goes down to Magic. Justin goes down to Flash. One goes down to Music. Kyle, Achilles, Kyle. Still all up and kicking. Take down Foxy. Razor's going to take down Jimmy. Flash is going to take down Sage. Vax, Clark, and Music still up. Still looking for these fights. Might be in a little bit of trouble. Condog, still up. Still trying to place his team. Doing the best that he can. Ooh, but getting caught by the edit. Zombie Veger, Luke. Clark, Music, still up. Gonna take down Zoki. Zoki is down. The last of that team. Clark's gonna elim Zoki. Clark gonna be in a little bit of trouble here with 9 HP and not a lot of fight left. As Easy tries to close in on him. Music's coming up. Giving Clark just enough to keep going. Oh, but then closing him off. That was almost disastrous. But they made it through. Clark with 1 HP and a dream. As Music's go down. 6 squads left. This might be it. Clark goes down. Superstar. Easy. Still holding their own. Superstar goes down. Easy. Still locked in. Still holding. 2 squads left. Total of 5. 3 people. It's a 1v2. Easy sitting in Storm. This is going to be a heal off. Northern. Up top. Might take this. If Easy can't find a way out, 7 HP, and that's gonna be it. Just not enough heals. Just enough. Northern was just able to maintain. And just like that, Zombie Avenger Luke and Northern take the victory royale in the last match of the day. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I hope to see you guys at the next